Hey guys, this is a fun live. This is not a serious live. I'm just talking about my experience, how I've been consistent in my life, how I manage to stay consistent, and what is really required of you to be, consistent in your everyday life. So, happy Friday. Today is not giving me Friday. Today is giving me Wednesday, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday morning vibes. So let me just send this out to a few of my friends that I am live. So happy and join me, because this is a very impromptu live, as I told you guys. So it's nothing serious. I'm just talking, chit-chatting, and basically sharing information also about the challenge that is 2 days away. Yeah, 2 days away. And if you haven't joined and you are probably frightened or you don't know if you should join, you should join. You definitely should join. The challenge is free. It's going to be a fun challenge. It's going to be a challenge that is going to force you to step a little bit out of your comfort zone and be, ready to work and be consistent with just one goal. So for those of you who already signed up, these 11 amazing women, please remember to check your emails. You would have gotten your email around 7 o'clock this morning about your welcome and what to expect and to join the private Facebook group and all of those wonderful things. So please check your emails, because I'm seeing here that it's been delivered and not a lot of persons opened it. So I know a lot of us are not, regular email checkers, but definitely check your emails, guys. Check your emails. And if you're not seeing it, check your spam. If it's the first time you're receiving an email from me, like not those who are on my regular email list, but if you're new, you've signed up for the challenge and you never communicated with me through email before, you're definitely going to want to have to check your email spam, because that happens sometimes. Anyways, so from the title of the video, I did a challenge no one took part in. And I have some information jotted down here so I don't mix up my timeline, right? So, a little backstory about me, Sasha Gay Ashley. I started this business when I was 18 years old. Yeah, somewhere there. In 2018 of September. It didn't start out as a coaching business, or I didn't even know it was going to stem into that, but I had a vision. I had a vision to motivate and to inspire millennials or people like me who were struggling with depression, anxiety, procrastination, and who just wanted to get their lives together. So that was me, and I was like, you know what, I need to do more for myself, because I think I was stuck in a place where I didn't know where my life was going, and it felt really dreadful. So I found Canva on Google, and I was like, okay, let me try this out, and I started designing t-shirts based off Jamaican proverbs that were inspirational, because I was leaning towards a kind of inspirational, motivational page, right? And I was like, okay, since I'm doing this inspirational, motivational page, why don't I start a t-shirt line with it also? So yes, I had a vision to motivate and inspire people, but I also wanted to do more for myself, because I realized that I can do more and I needed to do more, So in September 28th, 2018, that would be 4 years ago, I started, it's 4? Yeah, 4 years ago, I started a t-shirt line. I had no money. I was I probably my second semester in Custard. So I broke college students who desires more for herself, you know. And I remember what you guys call susu, the original susu. My friend and we decided we're gonna do a savings plan with each other. It was 3 of us in the susu, and we were basically throwing, I think, probably $30 a week. I can't remember, but the withdrawal was going to be around $1,200. That's the most money that's a lie, I'm not lying, but that would have been the most money I would have held physically in my hand for a long period of time in 2018 at 18 years old, or 19. I probably was 19, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this money, I'm going to push all of it into my t-shirt business. I printed out about 5 or so t-shirts, and they all had the humble calf suck the most milk. It's a Jamaican proverb. It means that arrogance is more admirable than ignorance. If you're humble, you tend to get more rewards or reap more than if you're an arrogant individual, right? And that was inspirational to me. I made my first 3 sales here in Trinidad, and one of my sales went to Jamaica. So guys, in total I sold probably 4 t-shirts. And of course my mom is going to support me, so she bought one as well, so that was 5. And of course that was it, kaput. I never sold another t-shirt after that. But did I stop? Did I stop? No, I didn't. No, I did not. I never gave up. And I could have probably folded it and be like, you know what, it's not gonna work out. I'm trying to be this inspirational person, yada yada yada. I could have said all that, but I didn't. I continued, I persevered, and I pivoted. Guys, in life you have to learn how to pivot. You must learn to pivot. And pivoting means that you may have a vision for something and it mightn't quite work out exactly how you want it to work out. But you have to be like, okay, what else can I do? How can I switch this? How can I turn this around to be better? Because there's always room for improvement. I told a story once about me growing up and always hearing that slogan, there's always room for improvement, and how irritating and aggravating it was for me, because I felt as if my best wasn't good enough. But the reality is, there is always the best of the best and best of the best. There's always room for improvement, right? So don't shy away from pivoting. Pivot and always try to do better than you did before until you achieve your best. So after I did the t-shirts, I continued posting my motivational stuff, which was gaining traction here on Instagram. Instagram didn't have all these fancy features that it had. It was basic stories, IGTV, live video, and it didn't have all this glitz and glam on Instagram so much. Yes, they had some features, but it didn't have all this fancy dancy that they have now. And I remember I was like, okay, I'm gonna start a self-esteem challenge, because that's another thing too. I was inspiring everybody with everything, right? I was talking about motivation, I was talking about self-discipline, I was talking about self-esteem, I was talking about confidence, I was talking about everything, because to me, these are things, it wasn't just content for people, it was content for myself as well. Inspiring myself through inspiring others, if to put it like that, right? So I was doing all these things, and I was like, I'm gonna start a self-esteem challenge. I think it was a 30 days self-esteem challenge. I did my graphics pretty mediocre, but I didn't care. I started the challenge, and no one joined. No one joined. Not even my mom joined. And she was the biggest supporter of my dreams then. No one joined. But did I stop? I didn't lay down and fall and be like, oh my God, no one joined my challenge. I didn't do all that. I looked at it. I ran the 30 days. Though no one signed up for that challenge, I ran those 30 days of September, from September 1st to September 30th. I ran that challenge and I posted every single day for that challenge. I didn't say, okay, because no one signed up for my challenge, I'm not going to post it, and I'm not going to, because it was a free challenge and I was doing it here on Instagram feeds. You think I cared? Because I had a vision for myself. I had a vision for where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. I was consistent. Though the road was rough and though everything didn't plan out or turned out how I wanted it to be, I never let that stop me. I continued nonetheless. I posted for 30 days in that challenge consistently. I didn't stop. I didn't fold up and be like, oh, nobody signed up, so I'm gonna post nothing. I didn't get discouraged. I continued. Hi, everyday leader. I continued. Though no one joined the challenge, I continued. I persevered. I posted for 30 days with no one in the challenge but myself. I didn't give up. 4 years later, I have 11 beautiful ladies in a challenge that is going to be in 2 days. So what if I had given up then on my first challenge that I did? I did nothing. I continued. And when the 30 days was up, I took some time, I took some break, about a week or so, I remember. And then I came back like it never even happened. That's consistency. That's perseverance. That's not giving up on what you believe in and in your vision. So after I did the whole t-shirt thing, which I sold only 4 t-shirts, so 5 if you count my mom, and I had a a challenge that no one signed up for. By this time, a lot of persons, might give up and be like, you know what, this is not for me. My footprints, that path was still going strong. And my first live, I remember, was May 30th, 2019, I think, or 2019. My first live ever. No one showed up. No one showed up. But did I tell myself I'm not going to do a live anymore? I could count on not even my hands and feet how many lives I've done since that day. Consistency will get you results. If you don't like how it is now, pivot. I didn't like the fact that I didn't get any views, but guess what? I shared the hell out of that live video though, when it was saved and posted on my page. And persons tuned in and commented and liked and shared. Hello? You have to be able to cheer yourself on even when no one in the room is clapping for you. Even when no one is clapping for you, you have to be your own cheerleader. And if I wasn't consistent or had a strong mindset, a growth mindset to continue and persevere through all things, despite how it seemed like failure. But guess what? I was planting seeds that I'm reaping today. So you may not be seeing the results from your 14 days challenge. You may not see instant results, but if you continue for another 14 days, even after the challenge is over, you will reap great rewards. I could have stopped. I could have stopped my footprints.path years ago. Even when I ventured into the coaching industry and I never signed not one client for months. But I didn't care because I had a vision for my life. I had a purpose assigned to me, and I also I'm going to fulfill this purpose if it's the last thing I do on this earth. And while some people never understand what the hell I was doing, this is not a conference call. It's my vision, mine. And that's the problem. We always feel as if though when you tell someone something, you expect them to automatically be like, yes, go do it or whatever, or no, don't do it. And you take the advice of no, don't do it, and you lose out. You lose out on everything. Hey, Pretty motivates. You lose out on everything. So not because your vision, somebody might not understand it or see it, it doesn't mean that it's not possible to continue. It doesn't mean it's not possible to continue. So while no one signed up for my challenge 4 years ago, while I sold only 4 t-shirts, while no one booked me for months, I never stopped. I never stopped. No, that's perseverance. No, that's consistency. I think I am the definition of consistency. A lot of persons never understood, though plenty of people don't understand like what the hell I was doing. I never let that stop me. I said, you don't have to understand, you know. I know what I'm doing, and I know my value, and I know what I am doing. I have my vision. And sometimes when you lose sight of your vision because it's clouded by people's judgment and what people have to say, and people telling you go look at a real job and all of that chitter chatter, you lose out. Because honey, if I had listen or interpret or let what other people was saying seep through my mindset, today I wouldn't be here talking to you this confident. I wouldn't be. I'll probably be stuck in some office doing some job that doesn't fulfill me one bit. Listen, I've had jobs in Trinidad and Tobago. I've done it all. I've acted, I've been a scenographer, I've been a decorator, I've been a cashier, I've been a food server. I've done it all. I've been a law clerk. Law. I've walked away from many things in the pursuit of purpose and a pursuit of my vision. And this is it. You have to remain consistent no matter what. So hold on to that vision and pursue it no matter what. So after all those failures, the t-shirt line, you're not booking clients, the live, I continued. And let me tell you guys this. Sometimes we are obsessed with what everyone is doing on social media. You don't want to start because you might not be a person who is creative, so you can have that aesthetic feed on your Instagram and whatever. And you tell yourself you can't start that business because you don't know how to design a post, or you can't hire a graphic designer. Do what you can until you can do better. I taught myself how to use Canva. Nights upon nights I was up sleepless learning Canva. Thanks, Pretty Motivates. I was up nights learning how to use Canva. And as I tell you, my challenge poster for the 30-day challenge back in 2018 was mediocre compared to what I can create now. But you have to hurry up and fail forward so that you can learn. So you don't want to start that business, you don't want to start this or start that because you can't design, you're not a social media expert, and da-da-da-da-da. When I started my page, there was nothing aesthetically pleasing about my page. It was just random quotes here, random this, random that, at the time as what I found creative. At the time. at the time. Natalia says consistency. Love this. Thanks, hon. At the time, there was nothing aesthetically pleasing about my footprints.path. There was nothing cute about brand identity. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know what a brand identity was or what a brand story was. I had no clue in that arena. But did I let that stop me? No. I could have cared less. But I had a message though. I had a message. And if you tap back to some of my posts down in my feed, I had a lot of comments from people who were not even following me. But they could resonate with what I was saying. And that is how you know that you are on a right trajectory sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. Because you could be posting a million things that you are on the right trajectory and people will not comment or say anything. But the fact that persons were like, oh my God, this is good. Oh my God, this is me. It means that I was on the right path. So while people in my circle didn't get it, I was reaching the right people outside of my circle. And that's what it's all about. Your family not going to get your vision. Your friends, your cousin, your best friend, your husband, they're not going to get your vision. It's yours, not theirs. So I had no idea what of brand logo and all of that. I DIY'd my footprints logo. And it was just 2 footprints and my footprints at the bottom for years. And I've done it many times. Because that's who I am. I always believe in improving, because there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. I continued. Yeah? I continued. I persevered. Now I don't even care about a logo anymore. I don't even care about a logo anymore. What is important is the message, and that you get the essence of what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm selling you, and why I'm doing this, and the purpose of what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it, right? I remember when I got my first feature on Pink Eagle TT. Some of you may remember them. I think their page is no longer, or she probably changed her page, I'm not sure. But Pink Eagle TT, I remember the first time she reached out to me. Hi, Melinda. I remember the first time Pink Eagle TT reached out to me and she asked me to do a feature. I was like, me? Hi, honey. I was like, me? So after all those failure, hold on, let me rewind back, you guys, the failure. The 4 t-shirts that I sold, no one signed up for the challenge that I had. No one showed up for my live. And all of that, right? Where I could have given up. I could have stopped. I could have said, this is not going anywhere, but I didn't. Pink Ego TT reached out to me and she was like, I want to do a feature of you. Hello. You could not speak to me at that age where I was like, yes, my page is finally getting the recognition that it needs. All right, let's go down the road. And after that, she had I can't remember the title of the exact thing right now, but she had a woman empowerment seminar of some sort up in St. Augustine, I remember. And I dragged one of my friends with me. I was like, come on, girl, we're going to go to this thing. We're going to go, okay? And I remember when I went, I was like, this is the room I want to be in. The room where women know what they're about. Women who are aspiring and going after their dreams and their goals. Women who are dedicated and committed to becoming a better version of themselves. I was like, yes, this is the room that I want to be in. You have to know what circle you want to be in. And then change that circle you're in now. Trade it in for the one that you want to be in. And I met a friend there. She and I are friends up until this day, Shada. And we had amazing conversations. And when I went home, I felt fulfilled. Because the conversations you're having with these women, it's different. And that's amazing. And of course, you know, you were told at these seminars to walk with your business card and whatever. Remember I told you guys I was broke. The most money I held for a long time was when I started this social with my friend, which is 1,200 I think. And that was the most money I would have held in my hand for a while. And after the t-shirt business busted, I never stopped, but I persevered and I continued. And I got my business cards and I went to Pink Eco TT with my business cards. And up until this day, I have the cards of, you know, you're supposed to exchange business cards or whatever. And those wonderful women still follow me up until today, and we are still in communication. That is what networking does. It connects you with the people that you need to be connected with, not the people you want to be connected with, you need to be connected with. I like this. The room you're in can really help you to progress. Yes, Melinda, the room you're in can really help you to progress. The room you're in determines where you're going. Which the business cards to me was a total waste of time. Nobody really uses that anymore. There are digital business cards now. You scan my phone, I scan yours, we're connected. By the way, follow me on linkme.com. It's all about links now. Everything is digital. So business cards is a waste of time now. But get this. More failures to come. I launched my first program. No one signed up for it. No one signed up for it. I called it Go Get It 2020. It was a goal setting program where I teach you how to set goals. It was basic goal setting for persons who never heard about goal setting or whatever. Of course, I'm still new to this coaching industry. I still had many things to learn. There's always room for improvement. No one signed up. But did I stop? Yes, I remember I got discouraged at this point, but that is okay. We are humans and we have emotions. When you fall off the wagon, that's okay. Fall off the wagon if you have to, but ensure at least your fingernail is gripping on to the end of that wagon. Don't let that wagon leave you. So yes, I was discouraged. Yes, I was discouraged. But did I stop? No, I did not. She said, Ella Melinda says, LOL, girl, me too in 2020. One person signed up and I canceled. You are right. Don't ever stop. Why did you cancel? Why did you cancel? I was talking about the challenge that I did in 2018. No one signed up and I still posted consistently for 30 days in September, even though no one was in the challenge. Don't ever stop. The outcome may not be what you wanted it to be, but keep failing forward. So I launched this and no one signed up. But did I stop? Hell no. Hell to the no. I educated myself. I practiced. I committed to the goal, to the vision. And I continued. This was the time I was kind of understanding what it means to have an aesthetic Instagram feed. So I was trying a thing. Canva was coming like second nature to me now. So I started a teal and yellow Instagram feed. And of course, you know, social media gurus will tell you now it's supposed to have a aesthetic feed because that will invite people to stay on your page longer. True. And it's impressive to some people when they see you have a aesthetical feed. But listen, don't pay attention to that. Focus on your message. Focus on what you're doing and why you're doing it. All of that pretty stuff could come later. November 2019. Let me go back a little bit because I launched Go Get It 2020 in 2019. So November 30th, 2019, I booked my first speaking engagement, because of course this was also part of my vision. I wanted to tour the Caribbean speaking to women and to students and to young millennials about goal setting and why it's important and why you should be doing it. And I booked my first speaking engagement in November of 2019 called from a Style Your Life event hosted by Fashion Mode TT here on Instagram. And I was like, me? Here again? Me? You want me to speak at your event? Are you sure that's what you want? And that was a lot of it. Some of it was like self-doubt, doubting my abilities. It's one thing, you know, a lot of persons will believe in you, but you see that part where you have to now believe in yourself? Dangerous. Everybody could believe in you all they want. They could see potential from here to there. But you see, if you don't believe in yourself, you fail before you even start. But here I was, first engagement, speaking engagement. I was nervous, but nerves is good. I jumped for joy. I remember when she called me and she came off the call. You know, you're on the call and you're maintaining focus, like, and you're being professional. Yes, Keisha, I definitely thank you so much. When I came off that call, you know, one of those jumps that you do in your bed where you're doing all kind of madness with your hands and your feet and your whatever, and you just fall back. That was me. I was ecstatic. I was like, yes, Jesus. Persevere. Consistency. Plant the seeds that you want to reap. If you plant foolishness, you reap foolishness. If you plant inconsistency, you reap inconsistent results. If you plant mediocre, you reap mediocre. Plant the seeds that you want to reap for tomorrow. Today, the seeds that I planted to be able to get that speaking engagement was all those things that I went through for the past 2 years before 2019. Not even 2 years, a year. 2018 was full of rejection and full of failure for me. And full of no's and doors closing. But did I stop? No. When Keisha reached out to me, I was like, stop me now. Stop me now. Never. But it was because of hard work and perseverance and keeping your eye on your why. Keep your eyes on your why. I was very clear from early what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be, who I wanted to become. I was very clear from pretty early. That was never a problem for me. I'm a daydreamer, but a realistic daydreamer. That's me. I dream big. But keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on your why. So when Keisha reached out, yes, I was happy and elated. But I was deserving because I had sown the seeds. So now it's time for Sasha to reap, not so? It takes a lot, and person feel like free content here on Instagram is like, okay, it's just a free tip or it's a free whatever. When you spend years of learning, because prior to 18, I was doing a lot of reading, a lot of motivational video, a lot of inner work in my own self, because I was at a place where I was stuck and I wanted to come out, and I wanted to come out now. Circumstances stacked against you, your mindset feel like it's deteriorating, you feel like you're in a wormhole and there's no way or no one to help you out. Like, how do you dig yourself out of that? I did, alone too. And I said, heck, I don't want anyone have to do this alone. It was one of the reasons why I started my Footprints on Path. to guide and assist and mentor and facilitate growth and development and mindset. And right before I even started to speak at Keisha's event, I had my first client interview with a young lady. God bless you, your soul, Sheikh Aribe. She's my success story. She saw me and she saw what I had. She believed in me to coach her through a particular transformation. She sat with me and we talked before I even went on the stage, and she said, I want to work with you. From just having a casual conversation before Style Your Life event even began. But as I said, people could believe in you however or how much they want to believe in you, but you have to also believe in yourself. And after this speech, after the goal setting speech, and one of my main things was goal anchors, and Keisha was like, that stood out to me the most. You have to have things that will anchor you to your goal, anchor you to your vision. And that's the problem with some of us. We are setting goals and we don't have a vision. You're just a ship in the ocean sailing all about. You have no anchor, you have no map, you have no compass. And that is why some of us are so inconsistent. You don't know where you're going. Because today you're going so, tomorrow you're going so, the next day you're going so. You have no compass, you have no anchor on your ship. Your goal anchors, as I said in that goal setting speech, your anchors are the things that reminds you of where you're going and what goal you have set. And an anchor could simply be a sticky note. Ain't no stick, but yeah. Could simply be that. Little motivations to yourself. Little reminders. What you're working on this week. It's cheap. You think you need a whole fancy vision board to create a vision board? Hey, Amash, you think you need a fancy vision board to create a vision board? You don't. This was my vision board for years. Ask my mother, she could tell you. If you all think I'm lying or making up story, this was my vision board for years. Vision of prayer, vision of motivation, vision of where I want my business to go. Before it wasn't even a business, it was just a motivational page. And it was on my wall, on a white makeshift closet in my room. 4, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I've lived in Trinidad for 10 years. And majority have been struggle and circumstances stacked against me. And I never gave up. Never. Not one day. Yes, I crumbled. Yes, I cried. Yes, I stayed up with insomnia and depression, but I never gave up. My vision board was sticky notes. Sticky notes. So you talking about, I don't have money to pay for a vision board session, and I don't have money to buy a fancy board. We have too many excuses. But tell it to go in Starbucks and buy 2 Starbucks for $80 when you could have invested that $80 in a pack of sticky notes. And what you call a cartridge paper. In Jamaica we say cartridge paper. In Trinidad I think they say bristle board. A bristle board is not expensive. That's like $3. This is cheap. Be innovative for the things that you want to accomplish in your life. Be innovative. You're always waiting on things to be perfect. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a perfect time. Start where you are with what you have until you can do better. And that is what I did, and that's my life motto. Because when I started my footprints, I had no website, I had no bank account, I had no money, and I had a vision. I could have said, I'm not going to start because I can't design, or I don't have an aesthetically pleasing Instagram feed like everyone else. I could have said many things, but I didn't. I did with what I had. You see your phone? You see your phone? You see social media is a weapon, and some of us don't know how to use it. And Melinda Francois has a program, Dig Yourself Out of Poverty. We have the tools in our hands and we're not using them. Your skill set is the way out of poverty. And we here always studying to work 9 to 5, or I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, because you have to have a start. But your skill set is your capital. Your skill set is a start. Social media is a start. Your phone. There are so many free apps in Google Play Store that are free, that you could use to do so many things, that some of them don't even require you to have any kind of background information in graphics or designing, that could help you to do something. Stop making excuses. So after I interviewed my client in Keisha's event, she booked me the following year, 2020. She said, girls, I have goals, but my problem is not that I have goals or not. I just don't know how to stick to them. We all have an inconsistency problem because we don't have a vision. Or the vision is there, but it's a little bit blurry. It needs to, shine off. Need to cement yourself on your why. Because you could have a vision, but that vision sometimes is somebody else's vision. It's not really yours. Some of us have vision boards, and the things on your vision boards are not even vision. It's materialistic things that you're connecting your purpose to. Notice that the world that we live in, you could connect yourself to all this materialism, and all of it could disappear tomorrow, and then what? You could connect yourself to your job as your purpose, and your job leaves tomorrow, then what? You have no purpose? Let your purpose always be service to others. Because I think that's what God put us here to do. To build each other and to bring our brothers and sisters to purpose. So, I worked with this woman. She's amazing. And when we finished, I think it was 4 weeks. 4 weeks. At this point, I had a pricing problem as well. I was confused as to how to price things, because I was like, I don't deserve to be paid this amount of money. Money mindset. Money mindset. I had a money mindset problem, because when you grow up not in poverty, I didn't necessarily grow up in poverty, but I grew up with less than, and this is something Daniel and I would have talked about in our session. When you grow up in poverty or grow up having less than, you grow up with this mindset that, money, you're not supposed to have it, or struggling is your identity. Stop letting struggle be your identity. Struggling is not supposed to be your identity. You feel like for the rest of your life, if you hold a certain amount of money, that now, because you have this amount of money, you're obligated to give it to he, she, and whatever. You are deserving of abundance. are deserving of abundance. So me and my money mindset in 2019, not thinking that I should price my coaching services above $1,000 TT because nobody not gonna pay me that amount of money. But then I met a quote once that says, fly or bees. Bees cannot explain to fly why honey is better than shit. Bees cannot explain to fly why honey is better than ish. Because not everybody is going to understand the value of having a mentor, of having a coach, of having someone to facilitate and hold space for you. Not everybody is going to get it. But we're not here to serve everyone. And that is the problem. We always want to save everyone. I was like that. I was like, I want to save everybody. I want to transform everybody. But not everybody desires transformation. I didn't mean to come here and preach on this blessed Friday morning, but not everyone desires transformation. Some of us are okay with how we are living, and you have to be okay with that. Detach from it. And I'm talking to the people who have DM'd me and tell me they want to go into coaching as well. Go. But notice, not everybody wants transformation. Somebody told me that coaching is a luxury. It is. And who really understands luxury? People with a growth mindset. People who understand where they're going. Somebody said, I remember when I used to say it too, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. But in order for you to be comfortable, you have to be rich. And listen, rich doesn't only mean monetary value. Riches is also in knowledge. Thank you, Melinda. I'm happy you're enjoying this. Riches is also in knowledge. Richness is also in your evolution. You are poor because of your mindset. Poverty is a mindset. I've always heard my mother say that. Poverty is a mindset. Some people choose to remain poor, and I believe that. You can come at me if you want, but some of us choose to remain poor because you see that learned helplessness. You see that learned helplessness? We love that. We love handouts. We don't want to get up and work. But we love if someone will come and say, hi, I want to help you. Here is 1,000K or 100,000K. You'd be happy. But guess what? You'll end up being poor when that 100,000K is done. You know why? Your money mindset is off. So you think the first thing to do with that 100,000K is to go and buy a pair of Jordans, go and buy a Rolex, go and buy a gold chain, go and buy what you call a Trinidad and say a slave band. Don't know why they tell me like that, but whatever. That is why some of us will forever be poor. We think about liabilities over investments. And here's the great part. Some of us don't even realize or know that investing in your mind, your education, your knowledge, and I'm not talking about degree or certification, I'm talking about investing in your knowledge, reading and absorbing things into your brain is an investment. Learning to break an habit, learning to overcome a certain mindset is an investment. Investment doesn't always mean about you paying money to start a business or whatever. Let us let go of those shallow thinking when we talk about investment. I've invested in my business, I've invested in my education, I've invested in my learning. So some of us, even if you got 100,000K tomorrow, when that 100,000K is done, you're back to poor. Because some of us choose and we want to be poor because we always want handouts. I remember when I did my first IGTV, when IGTV just rolled out, I started a mini series called Redefining Purpose. And I was on, I told you, my journey of discovering what my real purpose was. Because it was a struggle for me. You all know the story. I left school, I left home to go to school when I was in upper sixth form. And I went out the road and I turned back in tears. I told my mommy, I feel purposeless. I didn't even know that word was in my vocabulary, but that is the word that left my lips. I felt purposeless because of my circumstance, because of where I was going. I was lost. I didn't have an anchor. I didn't have a compass. I had no motivation. I was depressed constantly. I felt purposeless for years. But on my path, I didn't say, okay, I'm going to wait until I stop feeling purposeless to find purpose. I launched this mini-series, Redefining Purpose. Danielle Francis, the author of Millennial Minds. Cristiano, a massage therapist. Candace Andrews. Those were three. Hi, stylish chick here. Those were three persons who agreed to be on my Redefining Purpose series. When you get a chance, go in my bio and check it out. That was me chasing purpose. That was me starting before I was ready. I was camera shy. I was hesitant about asking these people, like, oh my God, what if they reject me? What if they tell me, girl, go from here? No, I'm not doing that. What that for? I didn't care if the door was going to be closed in my face. I said, you know what? I'm going to ask, and if I get rejected, so be it. I did get rejected by some other people. But these three persons, let me tell you something, God will always align you, with the people who you need to be aligned with. So sometimes a closed door is a redirection. Rejection sometimes can be redirection. Fail forward. Don't fail and stop. Don't fail and be like, I give up. Fail forward. You fail today, okay, fine. Keep going. I stopped the Redefining Purpose series because then I was like, okay, this doesn't feel aligned with me. So after I did about 3 or 4 episodes, I stopped. But it served its purpose in the time. It's okay to stop and start over, or stop and start something new. Sometimes we have this stigma. We feel like, okay, if I stop, people are going to be like, so why is everything she doing? Or, some people be like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that. So be it. Stop this, start something new if you have to, because everything in a season is meant to stop. Seasons change. So if you have to stop your coaching business to go and open a fashion store, so be it. The coaching business would have served its purpose. Or if you stopped in 9 to 5 to go and open a candle store, a candle business, that's fine too. Your 9 to 5 served its purpose. Now it's time to move on to something else. We are meant to outgrow the pots that we were planted in. If you stick our flowers in a small pot, it will never grow. It will stay in this pot and stay the same size. You know how long this cactus here? It's not because the cactus can't get any bigger. I don't want it to get any bigger. So it is in a small pot. So think of yourself as this cactus. If you don't want to grow, don't outgrow your comfort zone. Don't step out of that pot that you was planted in. Don't start anything new. Don't decide to do something different next week, next year. And stay in that pot and see how much further you will grow. If I take this cactus today and put it in a bigger container. Like probably say something as big as this candle here. This cactus will start to grow. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Outgrow some of the things that you are doing, and that's fine. That is fine. So I did my mini IGTV series and I stopped it and I moved on to greater things. As you live out your dreams and purpose, you unconsciously give the power to others to do the same. This is a quote, I don't remember who said it. As you live out your dreams and purpose, you unconsciously give power to others to do the same thing. Each one teach one. So even though nobody understands what the hell you're doing, because this is your vision, but if you keep on doing what you're doing because it's your vision and you keep chasing that vision, eventually they'll be like, nah man, I have to do something too. Unconsciously they will take up that mantle and do similar. They will start chasing their own vision too, because they see you do it. Lead by example. I remember when I started my vision boards in 2020, 2021. It's pretty new to doing vision boards, but I would have done my research, and as I told you, I would have done my mini vision board with my sticky notes. But I was seeing a lot of persons robbing people blind. Come and do your vision boards, and it's something that I can't stand to see is injustice. I'm sorry. I'm not throwing words at anybody here. This is just me talking freely on my platform. I see people robbing people blindly. They're doing vision boards, and you are guiding these people down the pit of hell. There's a difference between a mood board and a vision board. And there's the difference between an aesthetically pleasing board to hang up in your room. A vision board is supposed to have vision on it. And if you've been or seen me promote my vision board sessions here on my platform, you understand my standpoint with a vision board and what is supposed to be on a vision board. First of all, your vision cannot just arrive so. What is the purpose and what's your why behind this vision that you have? How does it connect with here? How does it connect with here? And after you have found out that and you've created a vision, now it's time to set mini goals. And those goals have to align with the vision. So how in the dickens will you have people put in beautiful? I'm not saying that beautiful cannot be a goal or whatever, because you probably want to feel more beautiful, but the word beautiful and multiple colors on a flowers beside it here and a flowers beside it here, I hate to see it, because that's not doing anything for anyone. Let us teach with intention, man. If you're gonna do something like that and take people hard-earned money, that's something I don't play with. People hard-earned money. Teach them something that is valuable. Don't teach them surface level. Everything that I do with intention. Every program that I've launched, whether it has sold or not sold, it had an intention behind it. It's not always about the money, honey. The money will come. It will come. But when you have a reason, a purpose, a deeper alignment and value in it. And I did a vision board, and the women and the one male that he was like, I want to jump on this too. they could tell you, and I'm not just talking about testimonials, they could tell you they saw and understood vision boarding from a different standpoint. Because I don't teach rubbish. And this took me across the Caribbean virtually. So remember, I told you that my vision was to tour the Caribbean and speak. That was my thing, because I love my diaspora. But due to COVID, I got to do it virtually. I worked with some international people, which was amazing for me. Because remember, for my t-shirt line, that flop. No one signed up for a challenge, not understanding what a brand identity is. And all of that, since September 28, 2018 to today, the 8th of April, I've been failing forward. I've been consistent, even when the doors have been closed, even when I've got no's. But you have to know what you're made of, people. You have to know what you're made of. You have to push through, you have to persevere. You have to want it more than what feels good now. When I launched the Get Unstuck program, I launched that based on what I went through with feeling stuck in my life. 2 women signed up. It's coming back September this year, by the way. I had no idea about launch sequence and how to launch and how to pre-launch and how to post-launch and what to do, what content to post during your launch or whatever. As I said, fail forward. You live, you learn. You live, you learn. And I booked those 2 clients without doing any of that. But there's always room for improvement. So if I want to book more people in my Get Unstuck program, I have to force and push myself to learn and evolve. Because I'm running a business at the end of the day. When I got pregnant in 2020, so imagine you have a baby on the way, a pandemic on the way, and you walked away from a job with $500 TT in your pocket. How much US is that? I'm not really sure, but it's not much. What would you do? Some people will be quick to quiver and run back to the job, or I have to find a job immediately. I hunker down, I buckle my shoes, and I pull up my socks and I say, Sasha, this is it. You have to go harder than you ever did or ever been doing. It's to go harder. Go hard or go home. It's either you want it or you don't want it. Many people would have quit if they were in my situation or had the challenges that I had. I know that. And that is why I am coaching and telling people about being consistent and living intentionally and developing your mindset. Because I know what it's like. I know what it's like when you fall off the wagon and you kick yourself and you be like, geez, I'm so inconsistent. Why am I lazy? But you see that inner talk that you have with yourself, those inner conversations, those words that you blurt out to yourself in your mind, honey, they are taking root in your subconscious. Hi, Shavana. They are taking root in your subconscious mind. Be careful of the things that you say to yourself. Be mindful. Because some of these are the same reasons why you are so inconsistent with everything that you do. Your self-talk is in the negatives, it's in the zeros. It's in the zeros. Some of us don't even know how to see a silver lining in anything at all. Because that's what you do. You talk negative to yourself, you talk down to yourself, you talk dirty to yourself. And you wonder, why can't I stay consistent? You can't stay consistent because your self-talk is off. Because your vision is more than blurry. Because right at this point you don't have a compass, you don't have a map, you don't have an anchor. All of those things. You don't know where you're going. Your sail is torn. And your sail is your mindset. So here you are in the ocean of life. Waves rough. And life just pick you up, wallow you up like the ocean and spit you back out on the shores. Because you've not equipped yourself with the tools to sail the ocean. And you are comfortable in your little sailboat on the shores right here, riding the little mini waves. This is you. You're comfortable right here. But where is this gonna take you? Huh? Where is this gonna take you? Where is the little mini sailboat gonna take you? Nowhere. Because the minute it ventures out into the big choppy waters, packs. And you sprawl out in the ocean. Ah, help me. You didn't have a life jacket because you can't swim. Fix it, people. This is 2022. We just been through a whole pandemic. Equip yourself with the tools that you need to maneuver through life. Because life is not cute, it ain't pretty. And some of us, we say we want success, we want to be rich, and we want this and we want that, but you don't really want it. You envy yourself because you see other people with it. You don't want it. Because if you wanted it, you'll get up every day and you'll go get it. You don't want it. You see it on Instagram. It looks nice. But none of those people that you see on Instagram that do these things or showcase their lifestyle, none of it was easy. It all comes through hard work and perseverance and consistency in something or the other. Equip yourself. Get your sail, which is your mindset. Get your compass, which is your vision and your direction. Get your map. Get your road map. Get your sea map. Go to sail. Let's go. You have somewhere to be. You have a vision to fulfill. You have a life to live. When I lost my friends in 2021, one of my friends was my dance partner. He was younger than I was. Boy full of bright future. So many things he had wanted to do. And only thing that's left in my mind is, when is my time? And the only thing that beams and gives me comfort is that he lived a fulfilled life. As young as this was, this boy never gave up opportunity. Never. As young as he was, he's accomplished a lot of things. Like more than a lot of persons who are grown or older than him ever accomplished. And I said, Sasha, if you were to leave this earth tomorrow, what stamp, what imprint, what legacy have you left behind? And though a lot of you know me as a goal strategist and I talk about goal setting and whatever, a lot of persons I know will remember me for what I'm doing right here. I pour into people. I pour. Sometimes even from my empty mug, but I know where to go and get my refill. So ask yourself, God forbid you were to leave this earth tomorrow, what is your legacy? What will this earth remember you for? You see, when people could die and they live on through others, that's when you know you have a legacy. That's when you know you have fulfilled purpose. Because as I said earlier, purpose is through the service to others. I don't care if it's spiritual or religious or not. That is what God intended for us to fulfill purpose. And purpose is through the service to others. It doesn't matter what kind of service you're doing. 2 months into my pregnancy, after my pregnancy, sorry, I landed my highest paying client, and as I told you guys, I had a money mindset problem. Pricing my stuff, I was like, should I charge this? What should I charge this? Go back and forth in my mind. I had the highest paying client in my business in 2021. A one-on-one coaching session for 3.5 months, 12 weeks. And this woman today, she's beaming. She is beaming. Because I pour into people. And I did it tired. A new mom. Figuring this mom life out. But guess what? I could have laid down and said, no, I'm just going to take some time off. I'm just had a baby or whatever. I could have. But I figured out a schedule that works for me, works for my baby, and works for my life and my business. Because I have a vision that I'm chasing. And I will stop at nothing until I've accomplished it. And that is a mindset I want some of you guys to have. Keep pushing and failing forward. As if you watch the rest of this live when I post it up, I've had multiple obstacles where I'm just hitting, falling, failing, and I never stopped. Never. Yes, I fell off the wagon. Yes, it wasn't easy. Yes, I have laying down in my couch and be like, I'm not doing anything today. And that's fine sometimes. But don't you dare sit there an entire week and do nothing. Don't you dare do that injustice to yourself. Consistency isn't about tips and tricks. It's not. It's not something I could say, here's a tip to stay consistent with. Here's something you can do to stay consistent. Because consistency looks different to every single person. No matter how you be like, I have that same problem. But you know why it's different for everybody? Because everybody have a different mindset. Everyone have a different mindset, and consistency is engraved in this. And your actions and your habits. So I cannot give anyone tips and tricks on how to be consistent. Yes, goal setting is a completely different arena. But in order for you to accomplish your goals, what do you need? Consistency. Guys, listen, I have started many things in my life. I have stopped, I have started over. I've pivoted. Many things in my life right now were goals from 5-6 years ago. I wanted to open a business, a kitchen business. If you all don't know, I cook. I've had weeks where I only sell 2 lunches. 1, 2. But did I say, I'm not going to sell next week because I want to sell in 2 lunch? No, I continued. I pivoted. I changed my menu. I changed how I sell. I changed what I offer. Mother's Day in 2020. Or was it 2020? I did a Mother's Day brunch. Sell off. I'm not boasting here. I'm just telling you that if I can do it with little or nothing, I borrowed that money from my mother to open my business. 2,000 TT dollars. Here, I'm telling you. Borrowed it from my mother to start. All you have to do is start with the little that you have. Start with what is possible. Be comfortable with just starting with what you have. It don't have to be perfect, and stop waiting on a perfect situation. It will never come. So everything in my life in 2022 currently is things that I have been working on consistently for over 5 years with no mentor. Imagine if I had a mentor. No one by my side. It's just me and my vision and God Himself. And though the pandemic came and it did what it had to do, this was a test of resilience for many of us. And it was a time for some of us to incubate. But instead of incubate, we did something completely different. And many of us are going back into this world unfocused, still lost, confused, going back to do the same things you were doing 2 years ago before this pandemic, which suggests there's no growth. It could be this: a flower stuck in a small pot, or you could jump out of this small pot and go into something bigger and expand your leaves and grow. And grow. You were intended to grow. Like a tree planted by the rivers of water, you are intended to grow. You still have mediocre default lifestyle setting that you're on. Turn it off from me, please. Turn it off. And I know what it's been like to live on default. This was my default setting. School, home, church, back. Nothing else. No fulfillment, no goals, no vision, no purpose. Purposeless. That is default setting. Liming here, there, and everywhere. Not doing things intentionally that are in alignment with the vision and the future that you want to have. That is why some of us, we reach 30, 40, 50 and we say, what if? I wish that. As a young millennial, we have so many tools in our hands that we could use to better ourselves and to live better lives than our foreparents or your grandparents or your mother. And we're still joking out the thing. How? I don't get it. How? There are free webinars, millions of free webinars on the internet daily. Daily. And you telling me the only thing you could come on Instagram to do is to check out the latest gossip. I'm worried for my generation. And yes, I'm doing my part, but as I said, not everyone wants transformation. Some of us are okay with being mediocre, are okay with living on a default setting. Many of us are okay with it. I am not okay with it though. And I want to inspire some of you to turn off that setting. You know, you go on YouTube and you get some technical advice. Hey guys, here's how you can optimize your phone. Turn off this setting. This is how you can optimize your life. Turn off that default setting. Turn it off. And start living intentionally. Develop some intentional habits. Develop some intentional routine. You know what my routine has been this week? Going back to my 5:30 wake up time. I don't always hit the 5:30, but 6 o'clock I'm out of bed. Meditating, praying, like I used to. Because that is what really gives me joy. And refills me, because the job that I do a lot of pouring out. So I have to refill. And everything in it symbolizes to me that, yes, Sasha, this is what you need to be doing constantly. So that you can serve from a place of abundance and not a place of emptiness. I don't care if you're spiritual or not. There's something for everyone in this world. So if you're not spiritual, you're either universal. Meditate, say affirmations. Get in tune with who you are, with yourself, with your being. Some of us don't even know who we are. And a whole 2 years you had a chance to figure that out. You're coming out of this pandemic. Just like you went in, you're coming out. I really didn't intend to come on here and preach this wonderful Friday morning, but it needed to be said. So you can choose. Choices are ours. 24 hours in a day and all of us get the same one. But the choices you make determine how your 24 hours turn out. The seeds you plant today determine your tomorrow. So if you want to create better lifestyle and better habits and better everything, what advice do you have for become your take themselves out of default? What advice do you have for themselves to take for people to take themselves out of default? First of all, recognize that you're on default setting. And recognizing that you're on default setting means that you have to have self-awareness. A lot of us don't even have that. Recognize that the things that you're doing every day, the basics, that it is not in alignment with no higher fulfillment. So first of all, evaluate your life as it is right now. That would be my advice. Evaluate your life as it is right now. Every aspect of your life. Your relationships, the things that you're doing, the things you're eating, how you think, everything. Evaluate it. And if it feels basic, it's basic. If there is no fulfillment in the actions that you're doing, then that is a default setting. And if you desire to come out of it, do this. Write down the things in each part of these areas of your life that would make you feel more fulfilled. So if you say, okay, look at my friendships. I think I need to change my circle to feel more fulfilled. Like your friendship probably on default setting. You're lying in here, there, and every day with everybody. It has no real meaning or real purpose behind these friendships. What kind of friends do you want to have? So create a list of how do you want to feel when you're with your friends? What kind of conversations do you want to have? And then start eradicating the people that cannot have these conversations with you. I'm sorry. Leaves have to fall, honey. So that's one part of your life. You turn off the default setting right there. You're becoming more intentional about how you communicate with your friends and who your friends are. Your actions on a daily basis. What do? Roll out of bed, you pick up your phone, Instagram. You lay down there for another 10, 15, 20 minutes scrolling. That's default setting. What else could you have done within that 10, 15, 20 minutes? Meditate, read a book, listen probably a podcast of some sort, whatever you are interested in. You see the difference right there? So that would be my advice. Evaluate your life, become more self-aware, and then, hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate your life, your actions, everything you're doing. If it's not serving a higher purpose and you're on default setting, you want to come out, change the action to what you really want to do. And sometimes it's not that hard, because sometimes you already have the idea of what you really want to do, You just need to start. You know that laying down in your bed every morning at least 20 minutes is not fulfilling at all. So start taking intentional steps. Be more intentional in you do these activities because, okay, you know, I don't feel like rolling out of bed today. Why you don't feel like rolling out of bed? You have to know why. Some people use these strategies for coping with deeper issues. I agree. That's their way of numbing out and suppressing on deeper underlying issues that they may not even be aware of. What do you suggest for that? I'm guessing that's that. Personally, I'll tell you this. I've struggled with depression for majority of my teenage years, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. And I agree. I used to do that. I used to be in my room, a dark room for hours. But this is what I believe. We all have that of awareness because you are aware of the things that you are doing. You just have to have a willpower strong enough to recognize that, you know what, I keep doing XYZ. Why am I doing this? And that may be a hard question to answer because it was hard for me to answer. I didn't know why I was doing it. But soon enough, if you keep asking yourself, why am I doing this? Or paying attention to the things that you're doing, the answer and the revelation will come home to you, you know. The answers and the revelation will come home to you. And my problem was why I was depressed. I was unhappy with the quality life that I was living. That was my answer at the time. So yes, it may be that they're numbing and suppressing deeper underlying issues, but you have to pick yourself and dust yourself off first to start the work. So if you know every day you get up and the first thing you do is roll in front of the TV because you feel depressed, I understand that. I'm not inhumane, I understand that. But if it continues Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you have to stop at some point and realize, nah man, I keep doing this every single day. Change up the routine at least once and you will realize that revelation will come home to you so fast you have no idea. And I'm telling you that because I've done it. And if you feel like you have deeper underlying issues, seek help. Seek help. And I know asking for help sometimes could be very hard. Seek help. Because the deeper underlying issues always mean there's something psychological is going on. And we don't always have that eye to see, or anybody in your circle probably don't have that eye to see. But ask for help. But if you're self-aware enough, you know when you are doing something that is detrimental to you and your growth. You know. You tend to know. I hope that answered your question, Shivana. Or if you have anything that you want to add. But turn off that default button, people. Turn it off. Start being more intentional in the areas of your life. It's time to start being more intentional, taking intentional steps and actions so that you could live that life that you want to live, that is more fulfilled. So, I didn't intend this to be a preaching session, but it was nice. This was nice. So, we are 2 days out from the consistency challenge. If you make it to the end of this live and you are interested in the consistency 14-day challenge, you have 2 days to sign up. Well, not 2. You have until Saturday midnight to sign up. After that, I'm running with the 11 women who have signed up for this consistency challenge, and we are going hard. We are making intentional choices this year. The rest of 2022, intentional choices, intentional action, intentional steps in our lives. So you decide if you want mediocre or mastery, if you want disaster or discipline. It's up to you. So I hope you guys enjoy this live video. Thanks for those of you who popped in, and you might not be able to stay because I know it's a busy day for lots of us. It's Friday. And thank you for stopping by. Thanks Shavana, thanks Pretty Motivates, Jovi, Keisha, I am Sherelle, Stylish Chick J, hey Merlinda, thank you. Thank you guys for joining me and for staying and asking me questions. Thank you so much. So until next time, this is me signing out and saying yet again, live intentional, live on purpose. I love you guys. Bye bye.